Hello, you're very welcome to Classic English Academy Plus. Some sessions ago, we talked about present simple. I introduced the present simple as a routine, something that we do every day or at a specific time every week on Monday or Saturday. Why? Because it happens very, very often. And it is called routine. So if we want to talk about a routine, we need to talk about this with present simple, the first and the root of the main verbs, not helping verbs, main verbs. Main verbs can simply change into another tense. It is called past simple. In this session, I'm going to talk about this tense. This is going to introduce us something happened in the past and we have just some memory about it. We remember them and there are many. Well, we have two forms for the past simple. Today we are going to talk about the different things about the past simple. I also like to do the exercise as well as bringing you more practice. Let's get in the lesson and have the beautiful tips today. Okay, we have got session 16. Well, do you think that you can say and write sentences a lot easier? Do you think that the grammar helps you there? Of course, it can come to help you in listening skill. You're going to hear people a lot easier because the grammar is going to teach us how to think, how to produce a sentence. So when we can produce it, we can write and talk. Of course, when we hear it, it must be very easy. Do you remember the present simple? Yeah, present simple. Main verb, of course. We are talking about the main verbs. And I'm sure that you remember the main verbs would come in two forms, either simple or as an idiom. Look at it. This is very important. Idiom means more than one word. Simple means only one word. Like go and go away. And it is going to be very different. Go away means travel. But if you go, it doesn't mean that you are going to travel. No. It is not. So the first important thing about the main verb is that we have the simple main verb or the idiom and idiomatical form. Yes, and idiomatical forms. This is phrasal verb. We have some other kinds and types of idiomatical verbs too. The first part is the matter of the simple and idiom. What about the second part? The second part is the matter of the present simple, root of the verb. Okay, this is called usual actions. Okay, this is going to call and help us to do the usual actions that we do every day, maybe every week, every Saturday, every month, every weekend. Well, we do not know, but we do it. Okay, and it is usual, easy. And you remember that we can make it negative and question forms as well. Yes, of course. Okay, a kind of a verb like, for instance, go is the root of it. Of course, then we have stay, for instance. What about study? And what about write? These are all, the root is all the matter of the present simple. And what about the past simple? Look at this one. This is very important. The past simple. Well, it is going to produce a kind of a feeling. The things that we did in the past, they have no connection. Go is going to change it to a very strange word. Went. Look at this one. Yeah, easy. But it is two letter when it is, okay, when it is present simple. When we have it past simple, it turns into 4 letters. Yes, that's why we say irregular verb. Means there is no any rule. You must practice to learn it. Do not memorize this. No, no, no. I don't believe this. Because when you put time to practice it, you try to make sentences and you use other words too. So at the same time, you're going to, well, yeah, in fact, improve in different things, in grammar, in ideas, in some other words, as well as learning the past of go. Is very easy. Yes, very easy. And we have some verbs ending in Y. Look at this one, Y here, this is Y too, and Y with a stay or study at the same time. Okay. If we have the vowel sounds, you remember the vowel? It is A, E, I, O, and U. These are vowels. When we have the vowels, okay, we just add ed. Regular verb. Why? Because the rule is adding ed. Regular verb and verbs. There is a list of irregular verbs, and you can make a list of irregular verbs yourself because maybe you cannot find it very, very easily. We have got another form of verbs that they end with another Y. Why? Because this Y is very different from that Y. This Y has got no vowels, no vowel before it. So we turn it into I and add ed. Easy? Yes, of course. So this is very special IED, and this is very, very general ED. Okay? Now let's go for an now let's go for another one. Well, walk. We have talk. Remember, we do not pronounce these L's. Walk, talk. This sounds Americans say walk, talk. You can look them up in the dictionary, an online dictionary like Cambridge Dictionary, like Longman Contemporary Dictionary. It's very easy. Try to look them up by their pronunciations. This is very, very important. You need to do this and look all the words from the book, okay, up in the dictionaries, any kinds of dictionary. These are all a regular verb, okay? We have some special rule for regular verb, and the first one is the matter of the ed. We have ed, okay? When we have need, we have ed again here, okay? This is something nice. Well, we have finish. I get it? Easy. And again, we have ed. These are going to make irregular verbs. I believe that we have a safe balance between use of irregular verbs and regular verbs in English language. I cannot say that irregular verbs are bigger or regular verbs are bigger. Well, it is very important to use them. That is the case. But the pronunciation of this ed after some verbs and some letters, last letters, are very, very important. This is something special about this lesson. I am going to work on this, and you really need to take some notes and practice a lot, because we will see this when we are going to do the exercises in the Essential Grammar in Use book. Okay, now let's practice the pronunciations of ed at the end of some verbs. Well, this is a little bit special because I just collected some verbs, some different verbs that we need to add ed. They are regular verbs. So we say regular verbs and ed pronunciations. Yes, of course, there are some different pronunciations. I just made the table name. Look at this one. This is ed. The first part, the second part, and the last part, the third part. Okay, sometimes we have some interesting parts because the last letter of the verb. The last letter of the first verb is M or la. The second, the third, na. The fourth, r. Damage, ge, and use as a verb. Use, not use. Use is the verb. Love is the verb too. Ze, be careful. And we have be. Why be careful? Because we have e again here with dance, but it is ce, not ze. If we have ze, we have got some ed with different pronunciation. This pronunciation is d, like claimed or called or cleaned. Offered, he offered me the job. It damaged my house. Used, I used the pen. I loved his cat. It amazed me. I robbed it. Ed here we have. And this is very special. This ed sounds t. Yes, it's very strange. We have ed here because of p. We have ed, and this ed sounds t. Because of k, we have ed and say, he looked everywhere. Sniffed, the dog sniffed. Sniffed. Laughed, gh, sounds f, and then we have ed, it sounds t. Washed, yeah, and the kiss, s, we have ed, it kissed the cat. He danced on the street. I fixed the car yesterday. So these letters, be careful. We are going to practice this. We are not going to memorize them. When you are writing some beautiful sentences, you are using your mind and more vocabularies to produce better sentences. You are going to make some complex and beautiful paragraphs by writing and thinking. Because when you think and write, you're going to be very, very sure about what you know by heart, really. And this is going to give you a very special feelings. I am sure about this. And what about t and d? Very interesting. There are two letters, t and d. When we add ed here, we say, I wanted to tell you this. I wanted. Ed. Look at it. This sounds ed. Needed. He needed the key. Ed. Yes, the same thing here. So there are three beautiful groups because we have ed with a lot of really main verbs, okay? And these regular verbs, of course, they are main verbs, you know that? Yeah, these regular verbs, we are talking about the main verbs, not helping verbs. Helping verbs help us to change the tenses. But we have the main verbs in simple, well, and the past. Well, we have the present and the past form of the verbs, of the main verbs, without using any kinds of helping verbs. But helping verbs come for more other tenses. They are very, very essential. They are vital in English language. Okay, let's look at the exercise and see these in the book. Okay, we are in Essential Grammar in Use, Unit 11 and exercise number 1 in the book. Well, the first one has got 8 questions and we need to look up the verbs at first. Here, clean, n, do you remember n? We need ed here and the sounds is the. We have die, the person cannot breathe anymore. He or she is not in this world. We have D here because we have E and the sounds the same. D. Enjoy. The last letter is Y and before it is a vowel. Do you remember the vowel? So we need to put ed and this sounds the. Enjoyed. I enjoyed the party yesterday. It was great. We had a whale of time. Finish. Oh, this is sh. The sounds sh. You see? Shua. Sh. And then sh. And this sounds t. Do you remember it? Finished. I finished the job before 5 o'clock. Happen. Ed and happened. The sounds d. Open. Opened. We need ed here and the sounds d again. Rain. Rained. D. T. Finish. And here we have T at the end. We put ed and this ed sounds ed. Started. Here we have another verb ending with Y and before we have a vowel. Do you remember the vowel? I think so. Yeah. A, E, I, O, U, they are vowel. And when we have the vowel sound before Y, we need just to add ed and this. And we have stay, stayed. The sounds the. Finish. Oh, we have here T again. Want, wanted. Ed, the sounds is the same like start, started. Ed. Okay, I cleaned my teeth. Oh, tooth is one and the plural is teeth. It is singular. This is plural. It is one. This is more than one. 3 times. This time here is countable. Well, time has got 2 meanings. Try to look it up in the dictionary. Either in your mother tongue dictionary, it's not a problem, or English, elementary English, English dictionaries can help you a lot. 3 times yesterday. So we have the adverb of time. Yesterday or yesterday, both of them correct pronunciations. Yesterday, when we see the yesterday, we'll remember, yes, the timeline. Do you remember the timeline here? We are here. We are here. We are in B and we are talking about something that happened in the past, in the A, We are just remembering it. We are just talking about something that happened yesterday. Okay, do you remember A to B, this is the timeline, and this is C, in the future. We are going forward, of course, but sometimes and anytime we can talk about the past. Even a few minutes ago is in the past. Some years, some decades, some centuries, some millenniums, yeah, they are all in the past. So I cleaned my teeth 3 times yesterday. We are talking about the yesterday. Yesterday, for example, is here, okay? Or maybe you like to put it here. No problem, it's not very different. But we are talking about the past. So we have got the timeline, and according to the timeline, we can talk about the past. It was hot in the room. Was. Do you remember to be? It is hot in the room. It was hot in the room. So I opened the window. Now it's a lot better. Okay, you can continue the sentence 2. It is perfect. If you can continue it and try to keep this exercise, in fact, you're speaking, and try to show it to your teacher. If you do not have any teacher, no problem. You can send it to me. I will correct it and send it you back. The film was very long. It started. Yeah, started. It is talking about the time that it started at 7:15. This preposition at most of the time comes for the adverb of time and a specific adverb of time. At 7:15 and ended. Yes, this is it. Ended. At, yes, 10 o'clock. 7:15, 10 o'clock. Long movie. As well, long film. What is the difference between movie and film? Movie is American, film is British. In fact, we are working on British technology. Yeah. When I was a child, I'm talking about the time, yes, it is in the A, you remember? And I wanted people like to do a lot of things when they were kid. And they wanted to be something in the future. We have 2 verbs here. Look at it. Number 1 and number 2. If we have 2 main verbs, the second verb must be the root of the verb. Be careful, this is very important. Root of the verb. Always. We have always the same structure in English language. That's why we have be. Do you remember? We talked about the be as the root of the verb. This is very, very special. When I talk about to be, okay, I put the link of the film of the session in above, and you can check it out again. When we talked about be, we agreed on, in fact, that be is the root of the verb and am is are is the present. Do you remember? And was where is a group of the past. Okay, this is very special. Okay, the be is very, very special among all main verbs because 99.9% of the verbs have the same root and the present tense. Okay, we have present tense different. Yes, it is. This is very different. Present. This is present. Huh? This is past. Yeah, we have present and past for all main verbs, and the root most of the time are similar in present and root, but be is very, very special. This is not. The accident last Sunday afternoon. Sunday as the proper noun, we have to put it with capital letter. The accident happened. Well, this is ed here again. But number 4 is perfect. You can put it in your notebook. This is very interesting. The film and the movie is different. If you find something very different in English language and you're interested in to take a note, you can write down the example of the book. This is the best example ever you can find because we are working on the elementary level and you really need to collect a perfect notes of the elementary tips. You're not going to make any mistakes about this level in upper levels at all. Never, ever. The weather is nice today. Okay, now it is talking about present continuous. It is happening now. The weather is nice today. But yesterday, it's all day. It rained all day. Yes, you're right. Rained all day. Rained. Just the. Okay, ed sounds after n, the. Rained. Finished. Okay, this is nice for exercise number 1. Let's go to exercise number 2. It's very easy. You need to sometimes, memorize something sometimes, but I don't believe in memorizing. I'm saying that again. See, British people say so, Americans say saw. Play, yes, of course, play, played, the. Pay, paid. If you do not have any idea about the pronunciation of the irregular verbs, you need to look them up. Visited, ed. Look at it. This finished, the verb visit finished with T, and we are going to add ed. We say T sounds ed when wanted. Do you remember? Visited. Buy, bought. British people say bought. We say bought. But American people say bought. Go, went. Think, we say thought. But the other people say thought. Copy. Let's try to find it, okay? Go and find it. No, I know something. I knew it's going to happen. Put is very, very special. Put. And try to find, yes, speak too. This is very nice. But please do not just fill these gaps. This is funny. Okay, just go and write a lot of different kinds of sentences with these 12 verbs. These are very, very important, very, very interesting. Okay, now we are going to do something very special in this session. Well, it is going to talk about Lisa's Tuesday trip. Last Tuesday is finished. Now we have no connection with last Tuesday. It's finished. Lisa flew from London to Madrid. Fly, flew. Look at it. She got up. This is an idiom. But fly is a simple verb. At 6 o'clock in the morning and had a cup of coffee. Have a cup of coffee is a kind of idiom. At 6:30, she left. Remember, we have a kind of verbs without any preposition. Do not say left her home or something. No, left home and drove. Drove to the airport, drive to a building, drive to work, drive to a school, drive to, anywhere, like airport. Drive to airport means she took her own car and went there. She didn't get on the bus or anything, or under the ground. She didn't travel with any other vehicles, but she took her own car. When she got there, we say arrived there or got there. Got there, she parked. She parked the car and walked. Like this one, this part is very important. Walked to the airport building and checked in. When you go and show yourself to the people, to the authority in the airport, you really are going to check in. Check in is a kind of a phrasal verb, is a group of idiomatical verbs. Then she had breakfast. Have a breakfast or had breakfast, okay, is kind of an idiom. At a cafe and waited. You remember T at the end of a verb, and we add ed, make it simple past. The pronunciation is ed. For the flight, waited for something, waited for the flight. The plane departed again. When departed, we say whoosh. Okay, just started taxi and left the city. Departed on time. Yes, if you have to do something on time, you really need to do it the time that you talk to the person. And arrived in, most of the time, used for big places. Arrive at, most of the time, used for small places. Both of them are idioms, they are phrasal verbs, and we every day use them, regularly use them. Arrived in Madrid 2 hours later, 2 hours after the time that we read it in the text. Finally, she took a taxi. Took a taxi from the airport to her hotel in center of Madrid. Try to look up the word center in the dictionary and see the spelling. Is it the same American and British spelling? Try to find out these things. These are very important, and put them in your notebook. That is absolutely helpful. It is going to help you a lot. Whenever you see this spelling or the other spelling, you understand why some people write it like this, why other people go and write it like that. So, have breakfast is a kind of an idiom. Yeah, check in is a kind of an idiom too. When we say get somewhere, we don't say get to there. No, not necessary. Okay, we say left, leave somewhere, but left home. Yeah, drive to a building. Always we have drive to because we are going to move. Oh yeah, here we have get up, got up. Okay, walk to, like drive to. We have to here again. And depart, departed, take, took. Okay, I hope that you enjoy this unit and this exercise because it is very, very important. Now, let's go for the 11.4. Yeah, this 11.4 is very important. 11.5 is going to be left for you to do it. James always goes to work. Work is a noun here, is a place. By car. Yeah, by car, by a vehicle, not with car. Don't say with car, by car. James is one person. Goes, you do remember, O-E-S? Yeah, it is going to show the subject of one person subject and one person verb. He went to work by car. Went to. Go to, went to. No different. Russia often loses her keys. She lost. We can say her keys or them. Lost last week. She lost last week. You can continue and say something, okay? We say, I think that she must be very careful. We don't have a place here to write it, but this is nice. Kate meets her friends every evening. Oh, this is present simple. Past simple. Okay? This is going to show, her facts, her routines, something that it is her habits, maybe. Kate meets her friends every evening. She met her friends yesterday evening. Or we can say her friends, another word. We can use a kind of a pronoun. Do you remember that? Her friends, one and more than one person. So we have a pronoun, objective pronouns, and we need to bring am. It's very, very easy. We often go to the cinema, go to a place, except home. For everywhere you need to put to, not for home, okay? We often go to the cinema last weekends. Last Sunday we went to cinema. Again, you can continue this. We went there. You can say, we went there too. Cinema too. Is possible. Tom always has a shower. This is very interesting. Have a shower is the root of this. It's an idiom. Okay? In the morning. This morning he had a shower. Had a shower. Why a? We need to put a. We English people do this. It's very, very simple. Our friends often come to see us. They came. Yes. They came to see us. Last Friday. You remember Friday? Is the proper noun. We need to start it with capital letter. I'm trying to review all the details that we already talked about. Okay? I'm not going all the time sending you to different videos. It is going to take your time a lot. Okay? I will try to do all these. Kind of revision. I'm going to make revision when I am talking about a new subject at the same time. Okay? So it is going to be perfect for you. It's going to be interesting. At the same time, you are practicing a new thing and reviewing some other new things. Okay? I hope that you really like this and try to use, these verbs in the present and past at the same time. Make a lot of new sentences. Try to make complex sentences, connecting these with some conjunctions. You can do this in the exercise 11.4. We often go to the cinema last Sunday, we went to the cinema, but you can put but here and continue, say something new. But the film wasn't, for instance, very interesting. Tom always has a shower in the morning. You can, make it. This morning he had a shower, but because, for instance, he was very, very, sleepy. He thought that he had to do this. Maybe, You're going to, make things. You are speaking to yourself. I hope that you enjoy this session and write me more sentences. You can send me direct, I will be happy to. You can put some comments. Please subscribe and like. I would like you to recommend these videos to your friends too, because I never think that people can find all these information in one single video, the same as this. I do not say that I'm very, very, unique. No, no. I am just trying to help you to learn the language in the most perfect way ever. Have a great time. Take a lot of care. See you next session.